ethnic, yeah, very ethnic. Hello, everybody. It's so good to see all of you. Thank you for coming. I think we'll start with our usual welcome. Names, anything you want to put out there that the community should know about. So I think let's start with Zoom, since Zoom people often feel left out. So it is so good to see you. I'm so glad. How are you? Yeah. You're muted.
Muted. I am doing better, thank you. Glad to be seen. And I am trying to participate as much as I can. And that's
all welcome. All of them. Thank you so much for those edits.
You're welcome.
Resolution. Thank you. We're going to get to that. Lily, I'm delighted to see you again. I'm so glad you keep coming.
Hi, Barbara. Hi, everyone. I'm Lily from NY Connect Center Independence for the Disabled of New York. We assist people with all disabilities of all ages with services such as housing, applications, Medicaid, Social Security, SNAP, or you can utilize us as a resource center free of charge in the 5 boroughs.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
Thank you.
From Riverdale Y. I'm the Older Adult Center Director. I think I missed the past 2 meetings for vacation and being out sick, so I'm glad to be back. We're glad you're back.
Aubrey Balcom. I'm with River Spring Living, Hebrew Home for the Aged. And we've had a number of updates over the last 2 months. We had a successful opening of our new short-term rehab, and we're already seeing incredible improvements. People are able to go home stronger. They're able to move more independently. There was a significant investment in technology, so different types of equipment to help people improve after a short-term hospital stay, to the point where one of the baseline measures that you get when you go into a skilled nursing facility, we're seeing an average of 109% improvement in function. So very proud. We're going to be writing some of those up. And this is now, it's been open only a few months. We had our groundbreaking for River's Edge on not Friday. Thursday, Tuesday. Oh my gosh. Where's my head going? Right? Like I
don't know what to
Thank you. We also, I know in the past I've mentioned the National Council on Aging. We were selected to help implement falls prevention activities, and we're coming up on 1 year. We're one of 18 in the country. And we're seeing, based on the standardized time up and go, which is a timed assessment of falls risk, we're seeing an average 21.6% improvement for individuals who've been participating. And then we just finally went to contract with New York State Department of Health. So we'll be rolling out the Johns Hopkins Capable model, which pairs a occupational therapist and a nurse to go into individuals' homes to help them age in place, to understand what the barriers may be to successful aging in place. They'll put together a care plan, and they meet with them over about 12 times over the course of 4 to 6 months. There's no cost to the program. We'll be piloting it with 200 folks, 200 individuals. And if necessary, depending on the individual's goals and the assessment by the occupational therapist and the nurse, there's some limited funding for home modification and other support. So by other supports, I mean, let's say someone needs braces for their wrists because they want to play the piano, but maybe the arthritis is acting up, and so those funds would be able to pay for those types of things, or maybe raising the bench of the piano bench, and then traditional things like grab bars and that type of thing. But we're looking forward to rolling that out, and then we might be tapping into some folks here to help identify individuals, because the state has placed some restrictions on who's eligible. So, but it's a lot of wonderful things happening.
That's fabulous.
And I think I got a good draft of my section of the resource guide into Barbara, but I'm still waiting for my grade.
No, I don't. One thing I love about teaching, I don't know if you did, but I love grading.
Yeah.
Hated it. Love teaching.
Well, you're talking to the kid that got if he got an A-, he was concerned.
Oh, I would get that all the time. I'm sure you did too.
Yeah.
And in some ways. No, it looks good. I think we'll do the chair's report shortly. But thank you so much for your work, all of you here, in getting the older adult resource guide together. Okay. I guess we need to do a formal roll call. Okay. Barbara Kell, here. Bill.
Present.
Lee Thomas, not. Georgia. Hey, lady.
Present.
Quiet. I'm sorry.
Present.
Aggie, you don't, is there anything you want to add? I'm sorry, I didn't introduce you. Anything you want to add for us?
Me on mute.
Yeah. Karen?
Yeah.
Aubrey?
Here.
Doyle?
Yeah.
And, Merritt, and, okay, good. Next item on the agenda. Let's talk about the community minutes. I'm sorry that they came so late. They're very short. Are there any comments on them? We'll give you a minute or two, or three, to look at them.
So on the second page, I just asked Barbara to clarify Elder Justice Weinberg Center, because each one tells us what it was for, but that one doesn't. So that's security, technology.
That one's more just for elder justice prevention,
Yeah.
just
It's
services.
really more elder justice.
So what do you want to call Elder Justice?
Yeah, assisting victims of scams.
Okay. Maybe Elder Justice parentheses scams.
Scams, abuse.
Okay.
What they do is they really started focusing on scams and financial exploitation,
Yeah.
and are building a scam toolkit that they're going to roll out in the next probably month or two.
Wonderful.
And then they've been doing some advanced care planning clinics at different centers. So helping individuals understand what they are. And then I think there was also funding request for them to help support some of the shelter work for the individuals that are in an unsafe situations and have to get brought into,
And this is for people 65 and older. What is it?
I think it probably is 65. The reality is, honestly, if someone, let's say 60 or 50,
They're not going to train you in that.
right.
Yeah. Excellent.
And luckily there's funding that, as we all have different funding sources, and some are tied to age and others aren't.
Right.
We do have some funding that is not tied to age. So
Good.
there's some flexibility.
Most of those types of programs have multiple sources.
Yeah.
Is my understanding. Any other commentary in the minute? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Okay, second, through. Okay, the CARES report. I came, I guess it was last week or the week before, spent a couple of hours with Jalen's back. And we put everything together that was good enough for the older adult resource guide. We made it pretty, put it in the right form, in the format. And, I'm not sure whether, let's discuss, I guess either now or unfinished business, whether we can wrap it up and what's the time frame? If we wanted to use money that we have not a print, is it too late?
I think it might be.
Okay,
I said I think it might be a little too late.
a little too late, okay. So we'll put that very first thing in the fall.
Right. Is there a way to send it out and like beta test it? We like send it out to a select group and let them look through it in the community, like maybe, you know, the OAC directors or nursing home directors or, you know, just like a group of professionals in the neighborhood. Because if they get it electronically and they find things, you haven't printed it yet.
I would love to do that. Let's do that over the summer.
Yeah, okay.
I'll work on it. Absolutely. Do you think that's
I think it's possible.
reasonable?
Yeah. Extra.
I think that's a great idea. And who knows what other people will add. I think this is going to be a really good resource.
Mm-hmm.
And when I compare it to some of the other resource guides out there, this Bobby sent me a year ago now,
Right,
but 3 or 4 resource guides.
right.
And I think we've incorporated the best, and I think this is the most extensive. So I'm very happy.
I think it was well thought through.
Yes, I think so. Okay, so I did that, and then the other thing I did is I've been involved with the I've been collaborating with the Economic Development Committee and people working on the Save the Knolls Crescent K-pop business district. And so I drafted a resolution, and with Jill's wonderful edits, we approved the idea. So I took the liberty, drafted it, and it was passed. At the full board meeting, can you put the resolution in, please? Just so you can take a look at the final version of it. And it passed unanimously. I think it passed unanimously.
Yeah. We got copies of that, didn't we?
I think it was emailed. I'll send it over.
Because I can't remember. Karen sent out so many emails.
I need to send that. Let her know.
Yeah,
I meant to do that this morning, but I was caught up with.
right. Because I don't know if she's seen it or not. And she would advertise it.
Yes, I will send it to Karen. Probably first thing in the morning. I think
Good,
I talk
I'll tell
before
her.
dinner, I'll try.
Okay,
You know how dinner goes.
absolutely. Right.
Kids have what we used to call Arts and Hour. Remember that? You didn't have kids. hour between 5 and 6. It's called arson. You don't know who you want to give it to first. Right, it's a tie. Well, in some houses, it can be that way with a husband as well.
Oh.
My husband. I don't want to eat shit. So, anyway, but yes. I think that we have the resolution. Moving on to unfinished business. Let's talk about what still needs work. What set? I didn't really have a chance the last couple of days. What sections? I know it was transportation and community housing.
Yeah, I think there's.
And where are we at with those?
I put comments on the Google Doc I shared with everyone where it needs maybe descriptions added to what services the specific places, if you want to put like dates that they do those services or what specifically they provide. I put comments that those places, if it needs a description, if you feel like there's no description needed, then you can tell me and I can just leave it as is. But I know Barbara wanted to put comments more specific to like when they provide the certain, if it's meals, what days, or if they provide legal services on what days, what times, just so they don't have to do so much research and calling the places and figuring it out for themselves.
Please take a look at that, especially since we're talking about the fall anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to proofread it. I'll come in and we can proofread it. I'll do it like I used to do stuff when I submitted articles. I read it, proofread it like I read Hebrew. So you're reading each word out of context.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind can't play tricks on it.
Mm-hmm.
Not a proofread it. It should not. Well, there we go.
Right.
I just see
Yeah,
it.
it's like, like 2 days ago, I didn't have a chance to take a look at it, but I will do so.
That would be great.
I didn't have the comments yet.
Praise the Lord.
Here, would you mind just resending?
Okay. You're gonna share it on the Google Drive, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I'll resend it. Yeah. If you go into the Google Drive, the shared folder that Barbara added everything, it automatically updates.
Is there
But I'll resend that.
any comments from Zoomland? Questions? Want to get these Zoom people? Okay, so we're gonna beta test and we're going to look at the commentary and then follow with it. That's the next step. New business. This is gonna be a pretty short meeting. We'll see. New business, I think let's update first on the North, because that will just be a few minutes, I think.
Yeah,
Has that RFP come out yet?
so the RFP has not come out yet.
When do they anticipate?
I haven't heard.
Okay,
The reality is the city right now is stuck in budget land. So I don't think it would be until,
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in June and they told us it was postponed, or at least the OAC one, Markland was coming out first. And so I think everything else, since there's a new commissioner, every time there's a new commissioner, everything gets postponed.
Yeah.
And they're probably gonna send out to extend our contracts.
another year.
No, yeah, maybe.
I will be seeing folks from the state in June, which is a different pot of more funding.
right.
And I'm gonna speak with them about the idea we got around sort of the network, if you will, the ability to partner. They partner with an existing network and just in other community settings, see about bringing resources directly to buildings a day or two, to reduce transportation and other things. That's one of the things that we saw with our NCOA grant, the falls prevention grant, is by bringing the activities right directly to each of 6 buildings. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost money to get yourself somewhere. Doesn't have to worry about how to get transportation. So I think it'd be interesting to see what if the state might.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what.
Allow some pilots.
Yeah. So
What's pursuing?
the Washington Heights Y has what they call it a neighborhood walk, but it's not state funding, but because what they did was they got some I don't know if it's private funding. Again, I haven't worked there in years, but the program still, I know the person who's running the program, and they go out to buildings that they've identified, and they run groups and programs in these different buildings. But again, it's underfunded because she's always complaining that she can't pay anybody to come and do it. But they've actually set up that model without the state funding for places that didn't qualify underneath the state. Right. So there is a model to go by on that. Of course, these buildings probably may qualify.
Right.
Right. State funding.
Okay, and I'll talk a little bit about safety. Knows President Kickback, that's a district, but I think you're probably far more up on it.
The latest thing that happened in the last 48 hours is they put bicycle racks.
Oh, they did. They've already done it.
Taking 2 to 3 car spaces in the neighborhood. It's just awful. And we did everything we could, including the politicians, to have them look at carefully and put it on sidewalks wherever possible. But they didn't. They took parking spaces. At least they took the metered side of the street parking spaces.
Good.
It was something rather than the free parking spaces. But there's no meeting scheduled yet. There's been a lot of Karaguchi communication to members about what we're doing.
Yes.
And that's good. Yeah.
There's a lot of organizing.
Yeah.
This grassroots group has met with both landlords, right? Or just the one? Just ABC?
Just the one, ABC. And it's not a landlord. He's an agent.
Yeah.
We can't seem to find out who the landlord is in our group. Yeah. 1 or 2 landlords. It's like a big secret, even on the internet. Which is hard to believe.
Somewhere in city records for that piece of property, who owns it.
You would think so, but we've done everything to look for it. And someone thought she found it, but it wasn't right. Right. So we know the one, but we don't know the 2. But we're dealing with the agent for ABC.
Which has not been very fruitful so far.
No. But we're taking it on ourselves and we're doing advertising for the 2 spaces that are available. Stores, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So that's moving along.
Oh, it's moving along, but it's very difficult because new owners of the rental lease have to do all the improvements themselves and pay for them.
That's true for commercial property.
Yeah, okay.
All over.
But it's a big
investment.
But it's huge. And they add all up and they want something.
And this ABC probably won't do this. Landlords usually divide 2 or 3 months, not 3 months, 2 or 3 months to get it together before the rent starts. I don't think ABC would do that.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think the known landlord would do it either.
Oh, no.
But the biggest advance is that Junior from Ben's Market is leading the new supermarket in, and he's going to manage it.
Excellent,
where the writing was.
excellent. Is it a fine fair? That's like, what supermarket is it?
It's a fine thing,
Fine fair,
just like at Skyview.
right, okay. Excellent. That is goodness, that's so important for people up there. Really. I always thought it was a great place because it had basics of post office, a
Oh, it was
drugstore,
excellent.
supermarket.
Right.
So the mobility was limited.
And then the other possibility is that Junior talks about getting a counter for drug readings
Oh, right, inside.
inside Fine Fair. That would be terrific.
That would be.
And the other thing we need is a bank.
Yes. I know Karen's been working on
I know,
that assiduously,
right,
but not terribly successful.
right. It's very hard. So I'm working as her assistant. Yeah.
Oh, Doyle. Excellent.
So I'll tell her tonight that you'll communicate with her tomorrow morning
Yes, I will.
about the proposal,
I will send her a copy of the resolution
resolution.
and I'll call.
Yeah, okay,
It's pretty crazy. And the meeting Wednesday night when it passed, I left at 8:45. You guys have by 9.
You left.
more like 11.
Yeah, we left at like
11.
no, like 9:20.
These meetings can rival a faculty meeting. I tell you what. So that's where we're at with that. And any other unfinished business? Any other questions or commentary? How about Zoom land? Any questions, commentary, unfinished business? Okay. Our next meeting.
So I just have one
Oh,
other
good,
announcement.
please.
Through my participation in the Riverdale Wise Bronx Fellowship Against Hate, our group, it's a group of individuals from nonprofits across the Bronx who
Right.
met bi-weekly. It was led up by Rabbi Scott over at the Riverdale Y. There was probably 15 of us, 15 or so. And after we come together, there's some limited funding to support some type of project that we wanted to do. And what the group has decided is we're going to coordinate different neighborhood walks across the Bronx. And so I'm going to start leading a weekly walk from, mine is going to be, we'll meet somewhere around the 242nd Street, right on Van Cortlandt Park.
Right.
Again, we're trying to figure out what's an easy way. There's a Dunkin' Donuts there, so you can use a bathroom. You know, we're still putting together the schedule, but I'm tentatively thinking the beginning of June is when mine would start. And then we'll have a schedule where other places across the Bronx as well.
And the goal of these walks, where would they be in the Bronx and the goal?
And the goal is to just bring people together and to be able to do something on a regular basis that doesn't cost anything
Right.
other than your time. It doesn't require, you to buy any type of equipment, right? Like if it was a bike ride, you have to have a bike. If it's a tennis or a pickleball, you have to. We're just trying to think of an easy way where people could come together. We'll create cards around how to report hate crimes that we'll give to everyone. Again, just to reinforce what brought us together as a group. But at its core, our thought is it's very difficult to hate someone once you get to know them.
Absolutely.
And so if we just, unless of course, again, children and some family members between 5 and 6 o'clock, I'm not commenting. But the idea was that if we can just do something simple, and then if people are interested, we're going to circle back to the JCRC, which is providing the funding through the mayor's office, to maybe do like a borough-wide walk in October that aligns with the National Walk Against Hate Week.
Good.
Right. Now, I don't know if you want to hook up with the special committee.
For racial
Margaret.
equity, yeah,
Racial
Margaret,
equity. We have a committee here
yeah,
that you might want to hook up with, Margaret Della.
agree.
How do you spell her last name?
Della. She's a fine person.
Margaret Della.
You can
Very
email
fine.
either me or the office that, and I can send it to her.
Thank you.
You might want to see how that fits in with what they're doing.
Since we're doing announcements,
That's great.
this is just more fun. It doesn't have a vision behind it. There are older
Okay.
adults. It's going to do a production of, we're going to do 2 shows of Guys and Dolls.
I love it.
Okay, in the Riverdale Live Theater on Sunday, the 21st and the 28th, followed by a pizza party. Tickets will be $12.
I love it. I've always loved Guys and Dolls.
I have to.
So,
Okay. Marlon Brando.
Oh, I saw the
Lucky, right?
renewal of that. I saw the revival of that recently.
Did you?
It's just wonderful. The Marlon Brando thing.
And of course, Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Great. How can you not? My mother used to say, your papa looked just like Frank Sinatra. With the blue eyes, and he did actually. And he aged like Sinatra.
Wow.
Brando, Sinatra, how can you go? Great. Okay. Anything else? Anything from Zululand out there? Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn? I'll move it. Second. Thank you so much. Our next meeting is the 11th.
Good. Thank you.
Again?
Bye, Jill. Keep on, you're muted.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
See you guys in
Barbara.
June.